Hey guys, what's up? Tim here, and today we're going to be talking about the Grabbit case for the iPad 2. Now this comes from a company called Trent, and they're a relatively new company, but they're pretty much famous for making battery packs and accessories for iPhones, iPads, and whatnot. Any kind of really device you have, they have batteries for them. But they also branched off and they made this right here. It's the iPad 2 case, and it is a Grabbit case. Now this is an early prototype, so I'm one of the first in the world to actually get my hands on one of these. If you want to check out their site, I'll link you guys in the description to New Trent. They do have some really cool products, and this case should be coming out relatively soon, probably in a month or so. Not exactly sure. They just need to finish up a couple things with the user manuals and packaging and stuff like that. But they're pretty much done with the product, and this is the final result. Now I'm going to show you it, and I'm going to do an in-depth review. But first, let's roll the intro. Now, like I said before, this case is just a prototype right now. The user manuals and stuff like that haven't actually been finished, so Trent has finished making the actual product, but they have not actually finished packaging them. So it will be in stores in, I think, a month or two, but I'm not exactly sure. You can go to their website to check if you want to, periodically, I guess, if you really want this case. But for now, it is just a prototype, and we're not actually sure about the pricing. It could cost anywhere from like $50 to $80, depending on where you get it. And yeah, so let's just get into the logistics and design of the case. Now, obviously, you guys can probably see, you just probably saw that already, that it has that little thing on the back, and I'll go over that in a second, which that's what makes the case really cool. But first, let's go over the functionalities and take a quick tour of the case. Now, here you go with the volume rocker and vibrate/mute switch. They're very easily accessible, and you're going to have no issues at all. It's also going to leave open this little panel on both sides, so you can use an iPad 2 smart cover, and I'll show you that right now. You just remove the covering, which is actually a really cool covering. I'll go over that in a sec. But you can just clip on your smart cover, and it absolutely works perfectly with the case. You're gonna have no issues, and it's gonna be very, very easy to use. Now let's talk for a second about the protective cover that comes with it. It just snaps on like that. Not really magnetic, so you're gonna have to lock it right after. Make sure you do that if you're gonna use this case. You just use a lock switch, which is also very accessible, as well as the headphone jack. If I just focus in real quick. But the cover is really cool. You can, when you're traveling or whatever, or you want to keep it safe, you just put the cover on, and you're going to have no issues with the screen. You're going to have no issues with scratching the screen protector with this thing, and it's going to be absolutely perfect for protection when you're not using your iPad. Now, with that said, you can also use a smart cover, like I said before, because it leaves these two sides open, which is a really, really nice addition. I really loved how New Trent did that. Yeah, so let's go over the dock real quick. The dock is a really easy to use cutout. It is pretty much perfect when it comes to docking. You're not going to have really any issues as long as you have the little strap on the back off, because that will sometimes get in the way of your dock. You also got your speaker system right here, the little speaker grill, and you're gonna have no issues with that as well. There's no sound bouncing or anything like that. What I've tested so far has been pretty good, just basically the same as any other iPad speaker grill. You're not gonna have any issues with it distorting or anything like that, or being muffled. It's completely fine. Now let's go on to what makes this case just stand out and shine. Now you guys can see in the back, it has this little. Like, I don't even really know what it looks like, but it looks like it's a little strap thing. And what you do is you put your hand in it like that, and you can just read or do whatever, or use your iPad very ergonomically, and it's very, very easy to use. Now, if you look, my hand is strapped into the back. You can also remove this little gray thing right here. This also doubles as a stand, so if I just put this right back in, and you can double it as a stand like that. It is probably the best viewing angle that I've ever seen in an iPad 2 stand. It is really, really easy to look at, and I've had no issues whatsoever with viewing videos. It is pretty much perfect in that aspect. And as to the holding department, it works pretty much like it looks like. You can obviously remove this gray thing if you don't think it's comfortable. But Yeah, it works almost perfectly, and this is actually adjustable, so depending on the size of your hand, or if you want to actually put your thumb in there, you can adjust the sizes and to make it very easy to use. It's just a great overall feel and ergonomic design. Now, installation on the Grabbit case is relatively easy. You're just going to take this little leather strap right here, and you're just going to feed it through this little hole like so. Once you put it in there, you can click. You can choose which adjustable knob you want. I'm going to use the first one because my hands are relatively big. And then once we're done with that, we can just go over to the iPad, hold it up, and then just slide it in. Buttons first, obviously. And just snap in place with each four corners. And it should be good to go. Now, once you have that done, you can also use the little gray ring if you want, if you're ready for standing, and you can just take one side and then just push the other side in, and it is really easy and good to go. Now, if you want to also add the travel protector thing, you can you can just take it like the other one, and you can just snap all four corners and make sure it is completely and securely on there. This is not going to fall out as long as you have it securely on there. It works really, really well, like I said before, and I really, really loved how new Trent included this within the case itself. Now, this is the part where I'm going to recommend you guys whether or not to buy the case. Now, I could definitely recommend this to someone who uses their iPad on a very, very frequent basis, often finds their fingers or hands kind of weary and weak after they've held it for an extended period of time, maybe like an hour or so. But for the average user, I could definitely recommend it, but make sure that you can afford the price. Now, this case is obviously, like I said, is not going to be cheap. It's going to be about $50, which is a lot. Now, with that said, it is actually relatively cheap compared to the other cases on the market, but make sure that you can afford this before you actually go and buy it, because it is not a complete necessity when it comes to your iPad. Now, like I said before, if you're going to use it on a very regular basis, this is a very good case for you. I've noticed that it's very comfortable and it's very ergonomic, and the design of it is almost perfect. It feels very natural within your hand, and I really couldn't have asked for a better case with this concept. The back of it is made out of a very nice leather material, so if you look, that leather is actually pretty nice. It doesn't feel very plasticky. I'm not sure if it's synthetic leather or not, but it's got the Grabbit branding in there. It is actually a really, really comfortable feel, like I've said before a couple times, but I really could recommend this case to pretty much anyone with the logistics that I said before. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for New Trent for sending this out for review. Their website is in the description below. They make all kinds of great products, ranging from batteries to iPad cases to iPhone cases, you name it. They make some really great stuff, and you guys should just check them out below. So you can find out when this case will actually debut on the market. Now, this case, like I said before, is just a prototype, so it won't be available right now. You guys can check the new Trent site once in a while, and you can see whether or not it is released. It is one of the best cases that I have for the iPad 2, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out. I might even do an update video of when this case is released. If I do, I'll have an annotation on screen right now if it's been released in the time you've seen this. But thanks a lot for watching, guys. This has been Tim. Thanks a lot for New Trent sending this out free of charge for review. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. This has been Tim. Peace out.